You know, there are a lot of people over in your part of the world in New York that think this election's all over. Some of us haven't seen it that way. We think that there needs to be a candidate who really wants to bring significant reform to our tax code, to control our borders, to stand for the Human Life Amendment. I'm the only guy left who believes in those things and who has chief executive experience. People need a choice. And in Texas, I'm hoping tomorrow they're going to go and say, wait a minute, New York and New Jersey and California, it ain't over till Texas says it's over.
You've been traveling around the state, obviously, Governor. What is the reception you're receiving? You have a conservative message, and you are drawing stark contrast to a man who's either considered more liberal or centrist than you. What is the reaction there in the Lone Star State?
Most of the rallies we've had to turn people away. For example, when we were in College Station over the weekend, we had 1,000 people come to the room, but we had 1,500 that couldn't get in. We had a similar situation on the campus of Baylor University. We've seen great crowds, and not just numbers, but enthusiasm. These aren't people who are coming, standing there, shuffling their feet. They're waving signs. They're pumped up. Look, people want a candidate who actually believes in something. They don't believe that this country can be fixed by incremental little touches. They believe that, like I do, that it's not the government's job to fix us. It's our job to fix the government. And that starts with people who say enough is enough when it comes to the dysfunctional, completely incompetent way in which Washington has been operating.
You have made it very clear that you are not a proponent of free trade at any cost. You've made it clear that you were opposed to illegal immigration. You've been criticized as having a political conversion on the issue of illegal immigration, but nonetheless you have signed a pledge against amnesty, calling for border security. You have taken a number of positions diametrically opposed to Senator McCain. Why do you believe those issues, your positions on those issues, have not resonated better, to this point at least, with the voters?
I think it resonates with the voters. The problem is getting through the filter of some of the media. I go to debates, which, by the way, we should have been having one this weekend when Senator McCain was on vacation. But I went to the debates with Republican candidates. I'd get 6 minutes. John McCain, Mitt Romney, Rudy Giuliani would get 23 minutes. When I get the time to talk, people do understand and they believe in what I'm saying. It's a matter of just building the confidence in people who understand that if a country doesn't control its own borders, it's not free. It's yielded over its sovereignty. And it's not about being unkind or unwelcoming to people who want to come here. Heck, I'd want to come here too if I lived anywhere else. I've been to 40 countries in the world, Lou. There's not one of them that I would trade my citizenship for. I don't blame people for wanting to come. To me, the villain in this is our own government. They have failed, miserably failed, to do something fundamental to every government on this planet, and that's just control your borders.
Absolutely, and to give corporate America free rein in deciding what the labor force will be shaped as and be composed of. Let me say that Senator McCain has refused to reject the endorsement of Texas televangelist John Hagee, who referred, amongst other things, to the Catholic Church as a false cult system. Let me ask you, do you reject televangelist John Hagee's as in terms of his political statements and in terms of what he has said?
Well, I'm not in the position to reject any endorsements at this point in my life, but I do say that I think he's fundamentally wrong if he thinks that Catholics are not a Christian faith. Many of my senior staff, my chairman, my manager, my policy director, all Catholics. Frankly, Lou, I've got stronger support out of Catholics than I do my own Baptist faith. I think a lot of Baptists, are half for me, half against me. Fact is, the Catholics have been the leaders in the pro-life movement. It took evangelicals a long time to understand why this was important. We were led there by our Catholic brothers and sisters, and I consider them true Christian pilgrims, and not only that, but I think leaders in the effort for life.
Critically important races. Obviously, do you go on irrespective of the results in those 4 primaries tomorrow?
I think we've seen a tremendous movement, and one of the things you've mentioned that I agree with, we've not enforced both sides of the trade agreements we've had. Free trade's fine, but it isn't free when it isn't fair. We have an incredible trade imbalance with China. We've done that at our own expense.
And you'll go on with this race irrespective of the results tomorrow?
Until somebody has 1,191 confirmed delegates, we don't have a nominee. Nobody's clinched it. I resent this attitude that we ought to just give up and quit because some are tired of the game being played.